How's it going, guys and gals? My name is Beckett, and welcome back to another Beckett Reacts video. Religion. And communities in general. Especially in the world we live in. This world we live in today. It is very easy to say something and have it taken out of context. Very easy. You can say one thing, and then someone will go hear it and go, wait, what are you saying this then? I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but hopefully you get where I'm coming from. And we also have to be careful when it comes to honesty sometimes, because honesty can be damaging. It can cause arguments. It can cause friendships to break, communities to shatter, and yeah. Today's video we are watching is yet again from Jubilee, because all the content they make is very interesting, and I love watching it. Today's video is a thing called, I don't know if it's a series, it's called Mask Off, and it's called If Christians Were 100% Honest. Now, those of you who've been with me since the start of the channel will know that I am not a Christian, I'm not religious, I'm an atheist. I believe my power was to pick like a belief of some kind would be science. I believe in scientific theory and method and everything, and I believe that the universe was created by at the Big Bang, and that chemical reactions happened on Earth way back in the day to form man, or to start humanity and start life on this planet. So it's so I'm interested to see what these people have to say and what their opinions are. So let's go.
What if you could speak your mind without fear of judgment? We brought together 7 strangers, protected their identities, and created a space for them to be completely honest. What will be revealed when they take the mask off?
Something wrong with LGBT people.
Oh dear. Oh no.
I'm gonna say
If I agree, ooh. Okay. Yes. That is one of the things that whenever you think of, like, say, conversations and debates within between different communities, definitely the LGBTQ plus conversation comes into play. Yeah. Let's have a look.
a strong no. Yes, I believe that homosexuality is a sin, but saying that like LGBTQ plus people, there's something wrong with them as people, as human beings. That's a harsh statement. So it's a hard topic.
This is a really sensitive topic because I know that a lot of LGBTQ people have been hurt by the church. They've been hurt by Christians. I personally have family members who identify as they, who are homosexual. While God hates sin, he loves the people, and he loves the homosexual, and he loves the transgender because he died for them. But the problem that I do see with LGBTQ people is that the lifestyle, it does take away a lot of things. They're depressed, they're lonely all the time, and that's not the life that God called for you. When you receive Christ, the Spirit of God can deliver you from homosexuality. And I've seen it happen with people who identify as bisexual or homosexual, and God delivers them, and they no longer choose to identify that way.
One thing, the Lord says that if you have sinned against one law,
Oh
you
no,
have
that's
broken
what
all.
I was gonna say. One thing that I remember hearing a while ago, and it's something that I can't remember what I thought it was about, but something that was an advocate for the LGBTQ plus community was someone said that in the Bible it doesn't say that being bisexual or transgender or so on and so forth. It doesn't say that, so the being that is bad. It's saying that acting in the like the same sex relationship sort of thing, that's the physical aspect of it. That's what it says. But that's something I heard of. The minute they started talking about it, I was just like, I reminded of that. So I just thought I'd put it in there because it's something that I'd never heard before. I'd always heard it was like specifically homosexuality, just the act of being like gay or whatever was bad, but possibly. I mean, I don't read the Bible, so I don't know that, but possibly that it's not just exactly that. So
all the laws, and so every single human being is wrong. Like, if you ask that question, are homosexuality wrong? Well, sure, but are they a different type of wrong? No, they're not a different type of wrong. They are the same wrong as I am.
I feel like we tend to magnify the LGBTQ community. For example, I come from a Hispanic household, and sexual abuse is brushed under the rug so many times.
Straight.
But you choose to magnify, let's say, my gay cousin over my molester uncle. You know what I mean?
Facts, yeah.
There's something wrong with both.
And the question is then, why do we magnify the sin of homosexuality? It's because no one goes around saying murdering's okay, that theft is okay. But there are people going around saying, well, love is love and homosexuality is just love, and they're trying to justify it. And so the church has to do some sort of defense, and that's why this sin gets more attention than the others.
Yeah.
And so they can escape their shame not by marching down a street shouting pride, embrace who you are, look within. They can escape their shame by casting it on Christ and receiving his forgiveness.
Amen.
what?
Women who get abortions are murderers.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Here we go. Brace yourselves. No, they're not. There are many reasons why women get abortions. I mean, one that I know. One off the top of the bat is like they cut. Say for example, if they're raped, and yeah, that. They may have to get an abortion because they can't don't have the ability to take care of the child, and just that alone, like they may even if they weren't raped and they had sex with someone who they loved, they may not be able to take care of the child and stuff. There are many reasons why they get an abortion, and it's not. I can see the understanding and ways in which people think that it can be bad, but I don't agree that it is. I agree that it's not a pleasant thing. Like, I doubt. I mean, the probably people that aren't most of the people that have abortions probably aren't people who enjoy doing it. But something that's that for the woman's well-being is a necessity. Oh god. Oh shit, here we go, no, red, oh god. Oh god, no, here we go. Oh dear. They're all red. Oh dear. Oh. Alright, okay. Let's hear them out.
It is God who gives and takes away life. Man or woman has no place taking a life that they didn't breathe into. There is no going around that one, I think, for Christians. You kill a baby, that makes you a murderer.
This topic, sorry, gets me emotional because I've just seen people go through that, and sorry, and they feel it in their soul and in their spirit that it was wrong, and they deal with that pain and that shame and regret. My husband himself, him and his sisters, they are all a product of rape, and I mean, that's my husband. So to imagine that, like, he wouldn't be here if his mother didn't decide to keep them and raise them.
As much I know, and I know I was laughing a minute ago because obviously they all decided to go. They all with me, but all jokes aside, like that's only because that person the the husband's mum there decided to keep. I mean, she may be religious, I don't know, but whatever reason, she decided to raise them and give birth to the child. There are some that just don't have that option for whatever reason. They just can't do it. And again, like, also, if you think that if it's your belief that abortion is murder, then if that's your belief, I respect that. It's fine. It's just.
It's hard to think about.
Maybe it was not in a good experience. Maybe you were raped. Maybe you were a victim to something abusive. Maybe it wasn't planned. But let me tell you something, God, he's never early, never late. He's always on time. And the fact that you were given this gift of life, and if you can't handle it or you can't take care of it, there are options.
I'm just wondering then, what would you think of people who like stand outside of like abortion places and try to stop people?
It makes me so upset, like the people who just protest and try to shove and judge and condemn others. That is not love. That is not God. That is not how he would handle people. Jesus is very gentle, and he would not make them feel like they cannot come to the Father because they are in shame or not worthy.
I do want to address, I think there's a misunderstanding about what people do who stand out in front of abortion clinics. What they're doing is not abusing them, they're not attacking them, they're letting them know that there's options, telling them about crisis pregnancy centers, offering to adopt their children, explaining them what an abortion really is. They're doing really important work. And if we all believe that abortion is murder, and we all just said that we do, well then what it is mass murder. It's genocide in the United States. It's worse than the Holocaust. And so I wouldn't want to throw stones at someone who's out in front of a concentration camp saying, don't murder Jews. I would want to go alongside that person and applaud that person for being courageous. And I think that's really important work that all Christians should support to help try to fight abortion in this country.
I have had sex outside of marriage.
I'm realizing in this now there are a lot of between myself and these people here, there are a lot of differences. And as much as I'd love to be a person to be a person who can say, who says what he wants and doesn't give a shit about what other people think. He just says what he thinks. I can't, because there are not only do I care, do I feel like I will feel like bad or horrible if someone then does see what I hear what I say and then shout back or talk back to me saying, how could you do this, whatever. You know, that's along those lines. If there's ever anyone who wants to hear these thoughts that I have that I don't feel comfortable saying, and if I get, say, because at the moment I won't get any, but if it ever happens in the future and you see in these videos and you think to yourself, I actually want to hear what these thoughts are, then do let me know. And if I get enough, then I might do it, because I do want to say what I think, but I'm one of those who doesn't want to upset people, even if what he's saying is his own opinion. So anyway, I was gonna do a Google search there, but I'm thinking I should leave that at that, because that was heated that was. Actually, no, I remember now. What was I wasn't that's what I was gonna search up, because something they were saying made me realize something, and I was genuinely curious. So I have found something like that about what I was searching up for, but I think because of the topic is, and call me coward or weak or whatever you want to call me, but I'm gonna leave that there because it's a very touchy subject, and again I have my own views, but I don't wanna don't wanna piss anyone off or make anyone unhappy about my views, so I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not gonna follow that one on. And I'm just gonna continue on with the video. So I have had sex out of marriage. Oh god, this is me. I haven't, but but as someone who isn't religious, I don't see any problem with that. I understand why people do see it as a problem. For those who are religious, I do understand why it might be a problem. Because obviously, that's an intimate thing that you should only do with the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, and so, and then obviously marriage is a like a set in stone concrete thing that, well, supposedly that is and to set that love in stone for like the rest of your life. So and then obviously then you can have sex and stuff and everything else. But I understand both sides. So let's have a look.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm at the right light now.
Everyone was doing it. We're on many cycles with that. Like, I've had an orgy with females. I've had, that one person you can just hit up anytime you want to and they're available. At some point you have to stop avoiding a sin because God hates not sinners, but the sin, because it comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And I'm now married and my husband abstained till marriage and he has had to deal with the repercussions of my sin in the past.
Yeah, I wasn't saved until I was 20, and before that time, I did have sex outside of marriage. And even when I was first becoming Christian, I would hear people say, oh, you can't have sex outside of marriage. And I said, okay, well, I'll do everything else, but I won't do that one thing, because that's a really hard thing to give up.
When you have sex with somebody, it's really hard to move on from that. You start feeling all types of things with yourself, and it's just remembering that God doesn't say this to be mean or to be a dictator, but to protect you.
Yeah, if I can add to that, to be completely honest with you, I'm scared of sex. I had a very traumatic experience when I was younger where I've had family members intend to take advantage of me. And because of that traumatic experience, I just have had that fear to be enclosed with just one man in a room.
Even though I have not lost my virginity, pornography has been something that has been rampant in my life. And that sexual sin as well is truly, in my spiritual experience, has been almost equal. Going wrong against God, going wrong against self, that brings so much shame, so much guilt. But when the forgiveness comes, we see the true glory of God, because we see how broken we were and how reformed we are through Christ.
Anyone who isn't Christian is going to hell.
Oh dear. Alright, hit me. Okay. Alright, okay.
Yeah, for me, this one's a pretty easy one. John 14:6, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If we're Christians, when we say we believe in the Bible, either we believe what Jesus said or we don't.
Yeah, it's a tough sentence to answer, and to be honest, I suppose I can't just flatly say yes or no, so it's tough. But with that being said, what does Christian really mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I said no because everybody uses the word Christian now, right? I believe there's Christians who aren't going to go to heaven.
What about people who subscribe to say Judaism or Islam?
It goes back to the Bible. It says that to go to heaven, you have to confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord. And there's a lot of people who don't identify as Christians who believe that. What if there's a Satanist on his deathbed? At that moment, they confess with their mouth and they believe in their heart. Like, they didn't live their whole lives being Christian. Are they going to go to hell? I don't believe that. So I think to say that if you're not Christian, you're going to go to hell, it's kind of an absolute that drives more people away from Christianity than brings them in.
I'm thinking of babies that have died, and I don't think that they would go to hell because they didn't even know how to make a sound.
God gives us a choice whether we want to spend eternity with Him or whether we don't. And that's a free will choice that He gives to all of us. We all have to accept that we all are sinners. And the wages of sin is death. The wages of sin is separation from God. But I've heard people's stories who didn't even know the Bible and had near-death experiences where they actually went and visited hell the way that it was described in the Bible.
I'm scared of dying.
Yes. but that's like, but that's just
Live as
Oi,
Christ.
just pause. But that, I mean, I am, yes, but I mean that may change. I say that because, well, I'm 20 right now. I'm still young. I'm still got 70, if I'm doing the maths right. 70 years left of my life. Assuming, you know, I don't get stopped by anything else. Like, assuming I live, I don't have any of it, like a nasty accident or get illness or whatever. Assuming I live out like fully and everything else. Yeah, but I mean, as I get older and as I, you know, and as I live my life and stuff, that might change. I might be like, no, I'm not gonna die. I mean, I lived my life. I've experienced all I wanted to experience. I'm happy to go peacefully now. Or I might just be, or I might get to the point where I'm like, nope, I still love life too much. I don't want to fucking die. So I'm gonna say at the moment that statement is true. At the moment, but it could change in the future. So.
To die is gain. That's my father's favorite verse. We are gaining eternal life. We are gaining a new faith. We are gaining a new body.
That okay? But that also depends. It's also I didn't even think of that. So I didn't realize that it also depends. Like with faith, like, 'cause if you know, it depends on what like life after death stuff you believe in. 'Cause like let's have a think. If you, because it depends. Like you. There are those who aren't Christian or religious. They're not one of, well, in this case, a lot of people, those that aren't Christian, that have their spiritual beliefs to believe that there is another plane of existence or another form of existence after this one. And then there are some that are like me that aren't very spiritual, that are like, say, that do believe in like the real and like what they can see and what they can understand. That believe that there is something, maybe not like that there is something beyond like death and stuff, just nothing spiritual or anything like that. But yeah, there is. But I'm definitely, but yeah, no, I hadn't considered that any of that stuff, because I was talking about me for a second there. But you know, yeah, anyway.
We are gaining everything. Not that being here doesn't have its joys, but to be with him obviously is
the best. Yeah. I always say I can't wait to die. My mom hates it. I always say, it's like, God, take me now. Not suicidal, but we're always saying,
but I get what you mean. I know what
yeah,
I get what you mean.
my sister and I,
Literally.
yeah, we're always like, God, just come take us. Like, we don't want to be here anymore.
That's the thing, yeah. Like, so, like, if again, depending on what, again, how you look at it, like, you might see death as like a getaway. Well, as in like possible sensitivity warning here, so be careful. But like, it's probably just like a thing like when they say like where it's literally you don't want to die. Your reason for dying isn't like you aren't afraid of death, and it's not like you hate your life and stuff, and you just want to end it all and whatever. It's literally just like you wanna, you love God so much that you'd rather be with Him than living on the earth. So, or you'd rather go see your spiritual or religious figure than be here on earth. So, I didn't consider that either. This is why I love Jubilee. It's so educational. It's so informative. I learned so much stuff with this stuff. I love it.
Look forward to the day where I see the saints gathered worshiping Christ, and I could cry about it. It is going to be so surreal and so beautiful, and death is just the way to get there.
Although, sorry, I'm having all these thoughts going through my head. Although, when I said that I am scared, that at the moment I'm scared to die, like, in a way, I'm also, as fucking weird as it is to say for me, like, I find it weird to say, I'm also intrigued by it. Like, I'm scared shitless. Like, say if I were to, I don't know, if something were to happen to me, like, I'd be scared shitless. But like, I'm also intrigued as well. Like, I'd also be very intrigued to see, like, because there's always been the theory of, like, what happens after you die, like, what does actually happen. And obviously, science has been able to prove it, and all we've had so far are, like, the explanations of people that have supposedly had these death experiences. But like, I am intrigued to know what it is actually like, whether something does actually happen to us or if it is just nothingness.
Yeah. I fear losing my non-believer friends and family.
Yes. I mean, like I've said like before, like, and like I said today, I am a non-believer anyway. So I mean, yeah. Oh, okay. So we got. Oh. Okay.
The greatest pain to go to heaven and not see your siblings there.
I mean, my dad isn't saved, and half my family are Catholic, and I can't imagine a more miserable place than away from the perfect creator of all things.
In John 6, Jesus says that of all those that the Father has given me, I will not lose one. And so God is faithful and just, and I trust God that He will save all of His people. I do pray for my loved ones who are unbelievers. I share the gospel with them. But ultimately, I know it doesn't depend on me. Salvation is in His hands, so it's not for me to fear or worry.
In the Bible, it says that it's God's will for everyone to be saved. But at the same time, the truth is that not everyone will. When I was an unbeliever, I would always wonder, why are Christians always wanting to shove their beliefs down my throat? We know what the Bible says, that people will go to hell, and if we don't tell people about it, that blood is almost on our hands. And I do fear that there will be people that I know and love who won't ever come to God, but I know that there is still hope for them.
We'll have you put your masks back on.
I must say, I want to give a heads up, like I want to give a clap and an applaud to Jubilee, because I know I keep saying this, but it's only because it's true. Like, the way they go about doing this stuff is amazing. Like, the way they think up about, like, especially how so for example, like, middle ground and this, for example, the mask off thing, and like, mask off is like a thing where, I haven't read like the playlist description, but it's a thing where your identity is hidden and stuff, so you can say whatever you like without fear of like their judgments being shut upon. And it's a way of one community expressing their, like I said, expressing their views without being judged for it. And then obviously Jubilee, it's like, I mean, so the middle ground is also like, it's between two different like communities, but it's a controlled debate. So like, they have the video directors like have like regulate the discussions and stuff. So it's simple but hard to explain. It's simple how they do it, but hard to like explain why it's so good. But it's why I love watching these videos, because it's nice to be able to hear people's opinions just like as they are. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that video there. Let me know what you guys thought of the video, what you guys thought of what people said. Again, sorry if like my constant indecisiveness on what to say was annoying to you guys. I don't want to say anything that might cause any uproar or anything. Even though I wish I could do that, be that sort of person, but I'm not, so I can't. But yeah, so I still hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got an understanding to like what these people believe and stuff. So yeah. On that note, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment. Please consider subscribing to the channel, so Beckett. If you like, in the description there's a link to my link tree. On that link tree you can find links to other places on the internet where I do other things elsewhere. So if you'd like to take a look at that, please go and have a look. Thank you all again for watching this video. See you all in the next one. Adios.